Peace and it's nice to please. So now you see me too. There's just something that I love about trickery movies and heist movies. It just gets me all excited. I think it's all about the deception and the perception that people have, because they're like one and the same, really. But when they use that in movies, and then it kind of show you, oh, this is how they did it. I just find that so amazing, and it always gets me every time. Now you see me too. I think was actually a pretty good movie. Of course, like most movies, there's a flaws, and then in trying to be a sequel, live up to the first one, which in a sense it did, but not like it was a good sequel. But I want to say it was better than the first. Of course, that's usually how movies go. But now you see me too. It was really interesting. It had characters that were funny, and they used teamwork, and it just the things that happen are awesome. And I love how they also explain to people, so this is how we did this thing, and we're going to tell you how we did it, and you're gonna like it. Because it's so clever. It's like, okay, this is cool. And then there's many aspects in it that it becomes like, oh, okay, yeah, this is how you did it. I could see it before you even tell me, which kind of is a downfall for me in this movie, because the thing about like those heist trickery movies that I love is that you never know exactly what really happened until they tell you. But this movie was kind of predictable in that sense. It's like, okay, by the middle of the movie, I pretty much figured out everybody who was in it and who played a role in anything that they did and what was going on and how they were doing it. I kind of figured it out, and it could just be because I'm really good at these kind of things where I figure out the endings before it happens. Or it just could be because it was pretty predictable. It was following a straight line through how the things were happening. And then once you catch once you catch foreshadowing becomes very easy to catch. If you get what I'm saying. I don't know if they just make foreshadowing like so apparent instead of subtle as they used to, or if I just catch on to it very quickly. But once I catch on to that, I kind of already know how the movie goes, and that kind of made me upset. But there were two things that I'm confused about in the movie. That one thing I'm confused about in the movie that they never really explain, because I don't know, I don't see how it would have worked out, and they never really touched base on it, and it has to deal with the this chip that they're trying to get. This is what the movie's about. They're trying to get a chip for Dan Radcliffe. Has all this information. They're stealing it. They're doing another heist. All that blah blah blah. But there's a part in the movie where they have the chip, and something happens. I'm not going to spoil it, but they say something. Something happens, and they're like, "Whoa, this is weird," or "How could this be?" Blah 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 blah. Right? But they never go on to it, and it kind of makes me sit back and wonder, like, okay, what happened? The transition there is like, huh? And I don't know if they're just faking it or if they're really surprised. I don't know, but I was sitting there dumbfounded the whole time, like, okay, is anybody gonna explain what happened? There was also one thing that I found was gonna be predictable that didn't happen, and it's because they had heavy foreshadowing on that part. So maybe they thought we should do this, but then they were like, oh, let's not be too cliche and decide not to do it. But it was like heavy foreshadowing. Heavy foreshadowing. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't do it, because it already is like everything was pointing to it. But I guess they just didn't want to be too cliche. Other than that, like I said, I really enjoyed the movie. The characters were funny. The actors were good at acting. Um, some parts are just like, okay, you're being kind of useless in this point. But other than that, I pretty much feel like every person had a scene, whether that was important, whether it was to move the story along or to add comedic humor to it. Whatever the case was, I really enjoyed the movie. I recommend this movie very highly, because I don't know, like I said, maybe I'm just a sucker for those heist, um, look behind the looking glass, something really that you haven't seen, that you should have seen with your third eye kind of stuff. I'm really into that kind of stuff. I just love the idea of like trigger of the hand, sleight of the hand, how you can use perception to get to what you want. Because as I was reading in a story, he said perception is reality. And he said a lot more, but the biggest thing is perception is reality. Because people see what they want to see whenever you perceive that something is so. and I really enjoy that kind of concept. So, like I said, I enjoyed the movie. It was a good sequel. You know it's going to be another movie coming out. So, I really look forward to it. I really enjoyed it. Oh yeah, and the new female character, I think she did a really good job. She had really great comedic appeal to her character. I think she did a really good job. So I recommend the movie. Go see Now You See Me Too. And this is Maisha, please. Peace out and bye.